An American gets shocked at the things only Europeans know. I mean, the thing with Europe is that there's just so many countries in there. Like the customs are really different. So I'm probably going to be shocked by half of the things that appear on this list as well. I'm quite curious, like if it's just going to be certain things that are only done in Europe. But I would say most things that are done in Europe are kind of done in America at this point, aren't they?
I'm from Normandy. We have to do 4 kisses on the cheek, and the most is 6.
It takes so long.
One is very romantic. No, isn't it?
That'd take forever.
Yeah. I think that maybe American lifestyle is a little bit more lazy. Maybe like,
well, you're talking to Italy and Spain, so.
Better I just shut up.
Siesta.
I mean, okay, we don't really walk anywhere, just driving, and even if you like wanted to walk, it's low-key dangerous.
Wow.
And maybe it's because the distance it was huge, everything.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
distance, that's
America
true.
is big.
But I also went to America before, and I was with my American friends, and we were in like an outdoor like shopping center type thing, but then we wanted to go to another shopping mall. It was just across the street, and then they wanted to walk back to the car, and I was like, you just have to cross the street. They're like, no, it's too far, and I was like, we're looking at the building.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Why is it dangerous if you walk? I mean, if there's like a pavement or what would it be called in America? Like a walkway, I think that's what they're called. Why would it be dangerous? Like robbery, stuff like that?
And when you live in like a more populated city, it's kind of more dangerous because we do allow like guns in America too.
That's crazy. That's something I could never even like imagine because we grew up like without any guns. It's something you see in movies or that the police have, and even they need a special license to carry it out in the public and stuff like this. Because what if I don't get home? That's crazy to me.
Paying to use the bathroom. I mean, to be fair, this does exist in
Can
in
you
London.
guess what?
Is it Metro?
It's the worst. I think it should be illegal. But then again, I suppose the cleaners, it pays for the cleaners. But what do you think about that? It's not really right, is it?
Metro?
No,
it's the
Bathroom?
yeah.
Oh, you have to pay to go to the public restroom?
Yes, so yeah. I think if you don't pay, it's a really bad bathroom. And the more you pay, the better, like the cleaner the bathroom, because they use the money for keeping it clean and nice. And this one is from a German stop at a
Half a euro seems expensive. Like here, they're usually 20p, 25p, which about what, maybe 0.3 euros?
highway. And then you get this like 50 cents coupon. And then when you buy something in the store, you actually get like 50 cents off.
So it will be free or?
No, it's always more expensive than 50 cents.
Oh, okay. How much is like one bathroom break?
It's like €1. For this one, it's €1, and you get like the 50 cent. These bathrooms are amazing because they're clean, they smell nice, you don't have to worry about anything. So it's actually
But shouldn't they be like that anyway?
okay to pay. It just gets annoying if you don't have any cash or anything. Because
coin
you
with
forgot it
you.
in the car, you're like, oh no, I have to go back. But that's,
These days you can pay with your phone though.
oh really?
Some of them you can pay with your phone, like Apple Pay.
That's cool.
In France, we have it too, but you don't have discount. Like you just pay and you don't have anything, just clean bathroom and that's it.
I think in my case it's more common just to go to a bar. If, for example, you buy a water or a coffee, something very simple, and you can use the bathroom. That is like the polite way.
I think, yeah, it's quite similar to America.
same in Italy, but sometimes like in resting areas, I feel like most of the places are free. You can just go and like use the bathroom.
For us, in McDonald's, you still have to pay sometimes. Like even if you
What?
want food, you still have to. There's like
Nah, that's ridiculous. So even if you buy food in the McDonald's, you still have to pay to use it? Nah, that's crazy.
a little old lady who sits there in front of the bathroom, so you have to give her like a few coins so
No
you can
way.
use the restroom.
Okay, so a situation is like because there's so much driving, there are rest stop area for you just to use the bathroom and whatnot. Because honestly, I don't think Americans are paid enough to care. But in general, like it's also not polite, so you should buy something. So people will usually just buy like a soda or coffee or something like that. So it's quite similar to like Spain, I think.
Public nudity.
Nudity.
I think they cannot put the naked people in the picture. That's
What am I looking at? I'm so confused.
So for me as a German, it looks really, really familiar. We used to always go to the Baltic Sea, or to the North Sea in Germany for vacation. It's cheap and it's great. And the beaches would look like this, so packed. And what you don't see here, there's also a lot of public nudity.
What do you guys think of that? Like nude beaches? I'd like to go to one. For some reason, I think it'd be nice just to be able to just walk around, completely nude, just like,
Especially, it's like more for the older generations because they grew up, just not caring.
They are more open-minded than us.
In a way, yeah, but it's just because it's so normal for them. They don't even think about it. It's like not in a bad way. It's just like, that's just nature. So they just, show everything they have and go take a bath.
Already accept their bodies. And
Yeah.
Can I ask, what are the white pillar things? Are they like blockers?
We call it Strandkorb. It's kind of, you can reserve a seat and then you can sit inside. So this is from the back side. But
so you get a bit of like a shield from like the sun behind you.
it's
okay,
actually
so
a bench
sitting in them.
inside. So you have a little bit of like a resting station and shadow. And you have a little table so you can put your drinks there.
In France, actually, we go to south of France to go to the beach. And you see the guy with the shirt and the woman with like underwear swimsuit. But you don't have to be surprised if you see a woman without the top because we like to take the sun. So
Yeah, and I suppose that way you get an even tan if you're completely nude, right?
they want to just here tan skin, but here like white. Yeah, so many women do that. But also we have some special place for people that like to be all naked.
Man, me and my friends, Franklin, Kasim, and Martin, we went to Poland. We went to this nude spa literally maybe a month ago. It was it was an experience, honestly. Like people were just walking around completely nude. We went into this massive sort of like resting sauna room with benches and people were just lying there completely nude. It was an experience. Really fun though, to be fair.
But
Yeah, naked beaches.
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
that too.
Yeah, Italy is the same.
In Belgium and I think in Germany too, not separate, like they are not women and men part, it's together and we are all naked too. Or we can have towel, but it's like even forbidden to take swimsuit.
Wow,
I think
forbidden.
in America, actually, I have no idea. Do you guys know what skinny dipping is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they just do that wildly. I don't know. I mean, in terms of like beaches, I of course knew that existed. It's always talked about in media and stuff. Like it's just kind of there, hovering as a concept in like movies and TV shows like that. But also, I think Americans are really comfortable with just wearing proudly about their body.
Which I think is great. You know, at the end of the day, you should be proud of your body. Like, you know, why not?
I think they're more okay with like nudity, but it's just about the law, whether or not it allows it. What is paid maternity leave like in your countries?
For example, in case of Italy, we have 5 months where you can stay home and like take care of your newborn.
5 months doesn't seem like a lot.
And while you're home, your company is still gonna pay you. You can choose whether you wanna get like 2 months before the baby is born and then 3 months after, or 5 months like after the baby is born. These days also dads can get a paternity.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
You get the same salary, but you're not going to work.
I'm not sure about in Spain the month and exactly, but I think it's all the same salary of the previous month.
For the USA, I think it depends on the company. I don't think it's decided really by the government.
To me, that's so weird because I feel that usually like Americans, like the US, they always try to like protect somehow the human rights in a way. Like I'm talking about my job, I'm an actress, and I know that there's like some kind of association there in the US where they protect actors' rights. But then when it comes,
I think like paternity leave and maternity leave, they should give like more. Because apparently, have you guys been hearing about this like a birth rate crisis? Like people are having like less babies and stuff like that. And I think if people got like a solid like year paid leave, maybe both parents, I think you'd probably see like a massive boom in people having babies and stuff. And childcare is so expensive as well. Like here, my friends, Omar and Virginia, they had a baby recently, and they pay £1,500 for 4 days of nursery, which is a lot of money.
comes to these things which are more natural, like having a baby, there are no actually rights. They don't really protect the mothers. So to me, that's weird, like to know about this.
It's like, well, the thing about America is I think they're really based off of making money. So when a company, like, they try to push their benefits onto people, but it's more like making the employee more loyal to the company so that they'll work harder for it. So the benefits are really just there as an incentive, but it's not really seen as like a better for the people themselves.
I know that Germany also has paid maternity leave. It's a few weeks before and after. I think maybe in total like 3 or 4 months. I could be wrong, but
it's not
100%
enough.
more than 4 weeks before and more than 4 weeks after. Yeah, and I used to work in a German company and we had someone leave and it was just a no-brainer. It was like there was no discussion. Just okay, yeah, sure, go ahead, take your time, and everyday life.
I also know it's really, that's what I've heard, for it to be really expensive to have in America. Like my cousin just recently had her first child. She was visiting one of the Dutch islands and then her water broke and she was transferred by helicopter to go to the hospital.
That must have been expensive for the insurance company. Hopefully she didn't have to pay that out of her pocket.
I asked my mom, like, oh my gosh, like, was it expensive? Because like helicopter, my mom was like, no, government paid everything.
Oh, that's so nice.
In the US, you have the baby on the island probably. They're gonna leave you there. They'll be like, okay, you know.
After in canoe.
Water is good for pregnant mothers.
Greetings with kisses. Yeah, here we go.
People kissing.
Kissing to greet.
It's not really that normal, to be honest. It kind of depends on what class you're in. So if you're like the upper class, like more elite, it might be more common just because those be the people that are more well-traveled.
When you guys, like, because when I see my family, my mum, my sisters, I give them a little kiss, not on the mouth, like on the cheek and a hug. Do you kiss your family when you see them?
And pick up those customs along the way. If you're like higher class, maybe, but it's definitely not normal by any means.
Interesting.
Yeah, actually in France is really famous for that because we always greet by a kiss. If it's two men, they handshakes. But if it's two women or woman and a man, we kiss. But also there is a rule in France, like it depends on the region and it's different numbers of kiss. Like I'm from Normandy and there we have to do 4 kisses on the cheek.
What, 4 each or 4 in total? I think 4 in total is that's doable. 4 on each cheek would take forever.
That's only 2. Like Paris is only 2, and the most is 6.
It takes so long.
It's really
You know that there are some people that when they kiss you, they leave some saliva on your cheeks. Think about six kisses about that. It's like having a llama.
But we have to do it. Just
For example, in Belgium, it's only 1 kiss, and usually on the right side. And so sometimes when I meet like French people, it's like they start different side, and so we almost kiss on the mouth because it's different because they start like left and after right, I think. And so we are. Yeah. Also, I have like meet some American and they hug usually, so they come to me for hug, but I forget they are American and not Belgian and French, so I just kiss like this and they are like, what are you doing?
Is it normal for your country to like hug when you meet?
Of course.
Yeah.
It's not like big hug, but maybe just take their shoulder like a kiss.
For us in France, we never do it. We don't hug to say hi. If we don't know, we also kiss, or if it's...
That's interesting. So they don't hug, but they'll kiss. Like, you would think that a kiss would be more intimate, right? But maybe in France, a hug is more intimate than a kiss.
Boss, we handshake, or if it's friend, just handshake like this, yeah.
In Germany, we tend to hug more. It's more normal to hug. And we did the kissing only in high school, like with our like classmates. So not with older people, not with strangers. It's more normal to hug people you're closer with, or if it's a friend of a friend and you're kind of introduced, it's okay to hug because you're on the same level. But to older people, no kissing and no hugging, just handshake.
But don't you think that in your case, for example, you said it's just one kiss? In my case, it's like, okay, if I do two, or better, I don't do anything, because with just one kiss, it's like...
One is very romantic. Yeah, right? One is like, No? Isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it's just mostly for relatives, I guess. It's just very old tradition.
Right. Yeah, what do you guys think about that? Like the hugging and the kissing? I suppose it depends on maybe the family you're brought up in. Maybe some families are more like touchy-feely, affectionate. Manual, my favorite, man. I love this. Just like, oh man, it's just so much fun to drive.
I love it. It's the thing in the car, right? What do you call? I want to say joystick, but I know that's not right. It's for like manual cars, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. It's really 50-50 in America if somebody knows how to drive like that or not.
So I feel like we were used to like have this manual stick in Italy until a few years ago. These days we also have many like automatic ones, but still I enjoy using this more because every time I drive I feel like I'm relieving my stress. I don't know, like doing this movement every time. First of all, I feel the car more.
Yes, 100%. I feel like you're more involved in the driving of the car when you use a manual car. Automatic, I imagine, because I've never driven auto, I think it's probably more relaxed, more chill. You can kind of like chill out and daydream. But yeah, manual with the clutch and it's just fun.
And then, I don't know, I'm like, yes, let's go.
I feel like you're in Fast and the Furious, where it's like, you're like, yeah.
And then like 20 kilometers an hour, but still, I really enjoy like doing this.
As a car lover, I can only drive that one. In France, it's really popular. Yeah, I was a racer in France, so for me, it's an insult to use automatic or electric car.
It's an insult.
Sorry. Actually, the automatic cars are really expensive in France, so you can get it, but manual cars are really useful and more usual for us. So
I'm not sure now, but we had to do the driver test only with the manual. We cannot do it with the automatic.
yeah. Oh, you can. I mean, in France, we can. You can.
Maybe you can apply for it like a preference.
No.
Here you can, but if you pass manual like I did, you can drive both manual and automatic cars. If you pass automatic, because you can take the test in automatic, you can only drive auto cars. It says it on your license.
No. Like you have the choice. Like you get your license, only automatics, but then you can't drive manual. If you do with the manual, you can drive automatics.
I didn't have that option.
It's same in Belgium.
Same as France,
in
same
Germany
as
too.
UK.
In America, you just take your test with your own car.
So you have the car before you actually have the license?
Before you can get your actual license, of course, you have to get a permit, and that allows you to like practice on real roads. But somebody over 21 and with an actual license, actually no, I think they just have to be over 21 in the car with you. So once you have your like permit and stuff, then you can take the actual driver's test. And when you take the test, it's in literally whatever car you show up in that day. There's no necessary registration. Like you don't have to give them anything. It's just whatever you show up in that day.
Interesting. Here in the UK, you have to have your like a driving instructor car. So a car with 2 sets of brakes, so that just in case you make a massive mistake, the instructor can like press brake. You can't just take your parents' car for the test.
So it could be your car, it could be your mom's car, it could be stolen off the street, and probably they wouldn't know any different. But yeah, so if your car is in stick, then your driver's test is in stick. If not, then it's automatic.
Here we go. Here we go.
Coins?
Tipping.
I remember correctly, like your tip is based off of your bill, and you should pay like, I don't know, like 10% if it's really bad service, and 15% if it's like good, and 20 if it's great, like that. But actually, I think from what I heard these days, it's really different. So if it's bad, you should pay 20, and if it's okay.
What? Really? If it's bad, you still pay 20%?
Pay 25, and if it's good, you pay 30.
That's so much.
Okay, is there a tip in Europe?
I mean, there is, but it's not a lot. You usually just like round up, or you just give like the extra change that you have.
It's not big amounts.
Okay, so in Italy we don't usually, but if we really like the waiter or the waitress, then in that case we can like freely decide to give some money.
It's usually not more than like €5 or something.
Yeah, €5 is quite good, and actually, I mean, in a super meal with a very good service, maybe 10, and when you see the 10, it's like,
Yeah, that's
whoa.
crazy. Yeah.
Is the person expecting you to give the tip?
No, no.
Yeah, same.
They appreciate though.
How much is like €1 to like a US dollar?
I think it's like almost 1 to 1. No. So €1, I believe, is like $1.10 or $1.15.
It's quite the same.
Okay, it's about the same. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. How much is like a normal meal? Like if you just went to a casual restaurant for lunch?
$25 in France for
Yeah, same 22.
Usually when we go restaurant, we don't go often, but when we go, we take entrance, like main dish, dessert, drink, so it's really more.
Okay, that makes
But
sense.
I think the fact that we don't make tips is because the waiter is paid better than in America,
Yeah.
so they don't really need it. Sure, they prefer. We always prefer win more money, but I think most of the money they win in America come from the tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it true that in a lot of states the hourly wage is like $2 something, I think, for waitresses and waiters? Is that still true, or have they increased it?
And I think it's general in Europe, like in the restaurants, if it's not fast food, people tend to do many things handmade, they serve you, they go to the terrace and blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, it's worth it also if you give a tip for that person because they put effort. It's not like you go to a restaurant, you have a machine, you just put whatever you want and you have like a fast meal, so.
The issue with America is they actually do have stuff like that where you're putting it into the computer or whatever, and they expect a tip after that.
No.
And like, there's a lot of things where you just order, let's say like we're going to go order like pearl tea or something, and literally all the person at the register is doing is taking your order, and they like turn this little menu around and it says, leave a tip. You can choose 15, 20, or 25, or
What? So really, if you... But they've not done anything.
custom, and it's just like awkward because they're sitting and watching you and like,
But also, I don't know if it's like this in other countries as well. Depends on the restaurant, but if you give a tip to the waitress, doesn't mean that the waitress can just take it for themselves. Like it gets distributed to everyone. For the team, yeah.
I was a waitress in France and bartender, and sometimes like they give tips and they split between the team, or if the customers say it's for her, it will come to me, like only to me.
So the customer can kind of like dictate where that money goes.
That's
Nah, man. I'm on the American side of this one. I like my water ice cold. Ice cold.
Not on the fridge, not hot, not cold.
I think
like it
as far as
cold.
America, a lot of Americans prefer their water with ice. So if you go to like a restaurant, it's going to be this big glass full of ice and water inside. How was that for Europe?
I feel like Italians don't really like cold water. So when we go to restaurants, actually they try to serve us cold water. But my family, for example, and I know many other people that do that, we really ask for room temperature water. Because I don't know, I feel like it's bad for our bodies,
Is
especially
it?
if we eat something hot with it. We're gonna like go right.
The outside temperature is very different.
in France is like
Is that true? Is cold water bad for you?
Then Italy.
But I think in Spain during the summer, there is people also, it's common to see cold or fresh water or with ice, but I think just during summer.
I think in Germany we also have room temperature, but we don't even talk about it. It's just so normal. If you want ice, you ask for it. At least that's my experience. But also in Germany, we always have to pay for water. So in restaurants, there's no free water except if you ask for tap water.
Oh yeah, that's the same as here. Like if you ask for water, it's going to be bottled and they'll charge you. But yeah, I always get tap water. I don't need bottled water.
It's not on the menu, you just kind of have to know. And if you know, you can ask, and then sometimes they will bring you tap water or not. They can refuse. So if you buy water, I think it's most of the time it's cold because that's just how they keep it. But it's not because people like it.
Yeah.
I think in our case during summer, the waiter should to ask, like, you want cold water or...
In Belgium, maybe at home we don't put in fridge or put ice, but in restaurant usually the glass come with ice on it, and the water is cold too because they put it in the fridge and after they give to you. So we don't complain about it and just drink it cold, but usually at home we will drink like room temperature water or drink.
Yeah, for us, like the bottle they give you is cold because it comes from the fridge, but there's no glass in the ice, like unless ice in the glass unless you ask for it.
I think I grew up actually knowing a lot about European culture. Not everything, I never lived there, but I have a lot of friends from Europe, and also like I grew up learning German, and my German teacher was like, she really loved Germany, so she would always talk about like, we do this in Germany and that in Germany, so I had an idea of
Maybe
everything.
you know better than me.
It was really interesting to see everybody's point of view on things. I was really surprised by
Yeah, like great video. For me, the one that still sticks in my head is the kissing one. Like imagine having to give someone 6 kisses on each cheek. Like that would just take so long. And do you still have to do it if the person looks really dirty? Like if they look like, you know, they've not showered in like 4 days and they look really grimy. Do you still have to go in there like... Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.